Hello and welcome back to the drawing board. I'm Baron Cass, and I apologize for being on a long hiatus. Let's just say things got crazy for my life for a bit. Well, normally I'd be drawing something, but today I feel like I'm going to do something a little bit different than lore. I'm going to do some painting. Well, more precise, painting with a model. Of course, the model is a very popular tabletop game called Warhammer 40,000. And I'm going to just put it together and paint it, so let's get started. Now, of course, I have the necessities needed just in case. You know, wire cutters, the paints, the brushes, all that fun stuff. So, alright then, let's begin. Now, of course, I already did most of the work on the model, but one of the things you should look out for is when you work with metal models, that some of them might have a little hanging piece of metal, like right there, which I'm going to snip off. There. Now, of course, one of the important things to have is glue, or super glue in this case. And just put it together and make sure the glue holds. Use the base, run some glue across it, make sure the glue comes out. And sometimes you have to hold these in place to make sure that it stays attached. There. Oops, let's get out of this camera sight. Okay, let's continue on. Assembly. Just remember, just a little dab of glue. Don't use too much or it might just fall apart. And of course, let's just put on the last piece. Okay, that's all put together. Okay. Goes out of the way. Like that. There. Now, for the next part, is once you let the glue get a hold, is now normally you can either do one of two things. You can use some paint on primer, which is what I have right here, or you could get a spray can full of primer, but I usually recommend using that when you have more than one model to paint. So all you really need to do is get the brush a little bit damp in some water. Make sure you dry it off a little, and then just get a little bit on, not too much, and just take your model and start covering it with the primer. And make sure you get in every nook and cranny. Now mind you, this is not going to be exactly perfect, but get as much as you can covered. And of course, if you can't get to some spots, make sure you have a variety of brushes to pick from. They can help. You know, something kind of like this. Oops, sorry, I keep taking off the camera. Okay. Here we are. Primered mostly. Oops. It's the foot. Okay, here we are. All primered. Well, 90% primered at least. Just put that in the water. Okay. Now, once we got it primered, you gotta pick out your color line of what you're gonna make them look like. I.e. here. This is some of the colors I'll be using. So, my advice to you though is use your base colors, use solid colors first before you ever go to your metallics. Save the metallics for last because they're can be a little bit tricky, would be the term I guess I'd be looking for. So I'm going to start with red. You gotta make sure it's well stirred, kind of like what you do when you normal paint. Now this is dry brushing. Now I'm going to show you some dry brushing. Now you just get a little bit of paint on the brush and get all the extras off, like how you use a paper towel. And just apply the paint. Of course, sometimes you might need a little bit more. Okay, that wasn't enough. Now, of course, it's your choice of what colors you use for your models. That's why I'm doing mine like this. Now, I'm going to give it a little bit more variety. Earlier I mixed together this red and this shade of yellow right over here. Gotta make sure I get the panel. And now I'm going to take a little bit of that and apply it to the sword. Just give it a little bit of a unique texture. There we go. That's out of the way. Let's move on to another color. Let's go with gray. Now, of course, this is one of the things you need to pay attention to detail with, so you don't end up overlapping certain parts you don't want. Alright. Get the excess paint off, and let's get started. Okay. Here we go. Excuse me, there's some people I'm out in the kitchen, so if you hear any noises in the background, my bad. So, if you're probably wondering why am I doing this, I just like this hobby very much. It's just something fun to do, so I figured if other people might get into it, I might as well show them how to do it. Or one way of doing it. There are multiple other ways of painting these guys. So, yeah. Let's just get this done. So far. Alright then. Well, it's pretty simple so far, but let's clean up the brush and move on to the next color. We'll use this right here. Nice. Paint his little toga. Okay. This was a few other details. Like some details in his back. Jetpack. Or jump pack. What we have so far. And of course I forgot some colors. Give me a second. Alright. Let's continue on. Now we'll go with this one for a bit. Mix up the colors. There's my brush. There's my brush. And of course, let's add some green. Alright, not much to do with green. But what we have so far. So, let's get one more. Let's do a different shade of white. Let's get these little ribbons on him. Now, of course, you can miss some details, so don't be mad if you have to go back and get some gold colors out again. Because I have done that so many times. Let's get these pieces of cloth. Next, we'll be using some of this. Of course, I would do that. Hit the wrong spot. Here we go, what we have so far. Alright. Next part. Let's move on to the next part. So the pretty close to using metals, but now let's get the last piece of color in here. Now I should say when you apply the metals, you really do need to be careful how much of the paint you get on there. Because sometimes it's difficult to get gold and silver out. Very difficult. get some of that extra paint off. Alright, now let's get to the back paint. There. That's all we need for base colors. Now let's just get to our metals. First things first. We'll start off with the gunmetal. Okay. There we go. So far so good. And of course now let's add the gold. And there we go. All done. Well, it's a great being back at all. So, until next time, I'm Baron Chaos, saying, catch you later.